to, you know, move on. Like, that was a sacrifice that I made with him, because, you know, we wanted to kind of, you know, see where we could take it. And, you know, luckily it did work out, and if we didn't, you know what I'm saying, then I don't know, you know, where I would be. I'll probably be an engineer sad, hoping I had these kicks, or hoping I, you know, I met you and met Dre, and, you know, it'd be totally different for sure.
Yeah, but that's... Alright, y'all, I'm here with Jay Jones.
Yo.
We're gonna do a Q&A.
Okay.
Thank you for being here, I appreciate it.
No problem, bro, no problem.
This man really doesn't sleep.
Man.
You've had a pretty busy week, huh?
Yeah, bro, it's been just going non-stop, bro. Non-stop. Since last Thursday, it's just been going. But we here, man, we here. Excited to hear some of these questions, man.
Yes,
Get to it.
So you just did your shoe tour around your room.
Yep.
I gotta ask you, did you expect to have this many pairs of shoes when you first started King Genius?
Honestly, nah, bro. Yeah, just kind of going back to like what I mentioned in the when I was kind of going through and discussing the collection. Things just started like picking up for us. So, you know, brands kind of knew about us. They started sending more shoes, and, you know, I was always collecting sneakers, but I never would have thought like my collection would be quite like this. And I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff too. Not even just like stuff that I've like sold, but just kind of gave away, bro. Like, I'll see people out. I remember having shoes in my car that I would just give away. So, you know, no, but to answer your question, I never would have thought it would be like this at all. So.
Yeah, for those who can't see the room, there's about what, like 180, 190 shoes here?
A little less than that, probably like 170.
170?
Yeah,
and that's
like
not
that.
all of them, so.
Give or take, yeah, probably like 170 or something like that.
Okay. So throughout all like the collabs and traveling and everything, what was your favorite collab throughout the journey up until this point?
Ooh, that's tough. I don't know if I have a favorite, but I could tell you a few. Of course, Summer Series was big time for us. That kind of put us on the map. You know, Trey and I discuss Summer Series all the time. We kind of laugh at it, but we both know that, you know, Summer Series was big time for us, and we're very grateful for that. Again, you know, the Adidas event was crazy. Like, the initial going to the Adidas campus was really, really crazy. My interview with KD,
that's what I was thinking.
It's probably my top accomplishment, because it was just me. It was a dolo interview. It was just me in there, and that was the first time that I was actually given that type of opportunity where I was put on the spot to kind of interview Leo Chang and KD, and I feel like I handled that pretty well. And then, you know, I met Paul George as well. That was crazy. Man, it's hard to really say, man. It's hard to really say. When we met Steph came up to us and told us when we first met him that he watched our channel. And, you know, he was just so humble. He's by far the coolest guy that we met. But to answer your question, if I had to kind of decide or choose, I would probably go with the KD interview. Yeah, for sure.
So you just mentioned that you like the Paul George shoes. He's one of your favorite players.
Yep.
Who do you think between, like, I would say like the age 18 till now were your favorite players? 18 until
now? Yeah. Outside of Paul George?
Yeah.
You can toss Kyrie in there. Big Kyrie fan. Words to Trey, that man is a magician. I guess that's the best way to put that. KD, for sure. You know, me and KD get along pretty well, man. We have a lot in common. When I was talking to him, again, one of the most down-to-earth people that I think you will ever meet. Like, he's always looking out for his people, his family. KD was super dope, man, and, you know, that for sure one of my favorite players. And then if I had to choose one more, you know, I mess with Drew Holiday, man. I mess with Drew Holiday. That's my guy. I feel like a lot of people compare my game to his.
Both got clamps, both create off the dribble.
Yeah, like that's my guy. I want to meet him too and just kind of pick his brain, talk to him about some of the things that he's going through, which shouldn't be too hard. You know, hopefully I get to, you know, interview him or something at some point.
For sure. I think it'll come eventually.
I'm hoping so, man. That's my guy. Hey, Drew, if you see this, holla at me, man. You know, but yeah, those are some of my top favorite players right now.
For sure. For people who just watch your content and don't like know you as a person, what do you think are some things that people wouldn't know just by watching your videos about you?
I don't want to say that I'm like a really normal, but I think that's the best way to put it. Like, I'm just super like normal, down to earth. Like, you know, I stress just as much as you guys. You know, in regards to, I don't want to say being a celebrity, because I'm not like a celebrity or anything, but, you know, I do find a lot of people kind of you know, feeling like I'm abnormal when in reality, man, I'm just super chill, bro.
Yeah,
like super chill. I give out my phone number all the time, talk to people all the time, try to help people all the time. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm just me, bro. Like, I'm just chill, and you know, I just like to focus on like what's important, man.
Yeah.
And you know, I feel like sometimes people can, you know, get that through my content, but you know, just in case they don't, like, I always want people to know, like, they could ask me for anything, and you know, I'm always willing to help others, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely picked up that energy off your content, but I met you from the first house tournament, but that was only like a day or two.
Word.
But I've been kicking it with you for almost like a week.
Yeah.
Jay's like a real genuine guy. Like, everything you see on the videos is like, it's truth. Like, it's the type of person you are. So
for sure, man. I try to, you know, just, I don't know, man, just kind of keep myself like where everybody else is. Like, I don't want people thinking I'm too good for anybody or thinking I'm like some big time guy, when in reality, man, you know, I just be chilling, bro. You know, I'll play the game with y'all, I'll hoop with whoever, and you know, it's all about the people for me. And like, it really is. So
for sure,
you know, that's just something I always try to keep in mind.
What has came with your current lifestyle doing YouTube full time that you didn't expect at first?
Probably the love from the people. You know, when we first started, it was still kind of up and down for us, and it still is for the most part. Like, we're not big as some other YouTubers. Like,
you mean as far as support or what?
Yeah, just kind of like, I find myself being one of those YouTubers who, like, even on, like, for my Instagram, for example, at this point isn't just necessarily growing at a like
crazy
substantial rate.
Yeah, I feel you.
But like, those who actually follow me, I feel like really mess with me.
I feel like you're like an established veteran in the league.
Well, yeah, that's kind of cool to look at it, because I do find a lot of people like, yo, Jay Jones is one of the ones who kind of started the whole YouTube wave, him and Trey.
Yeah, because you're still young, but like, you've been doing it for a while.
Been doing it for a while, man. And you know, those who really mess with me, like, really mess with me. And that's what I mess with, because, you know, my whole thing is like, you know, this thing could be taken away from me at any point, man. I'm very aware of that.
Absolutely.
And you know, it's been fluctuating for years now on my end. But those who really support the brand and support me, I feel like, you know, just really find a way to hold it down. Like, I see a lot of familiar faces. Like, I remember you kind of showing love a long time before we met. So that shows, like, there's a lot of people who kind of, you know, who are out there like you, who truly want to support and just kind of be around and, you know, learn more about who I am in the content. So
yeah, for sure,
that's just refreshing, bro. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Yeah, man, it's just super supportive people on my side. And I kind of consider everybody a part of the family, man. So
for sure,
that's just something I'm thankful for.
So we were listening to some Polo G the other day.
Yeah.
I know you mess with Meek a lot.
I do.
Who's in your rotation right now? Like, give me like 3 to 5 artists.
Ooh, probably Lil Durkio.
Yeah.
Durkio is in there. I think you named 2. Meek is in there. I've been listening to Polo G's album, so by default, Polo is in there. Pierre is in there, of course. Love Pierre.
Shout out Ra, he loves Pierre.
Man, yeah, I put Ra on, honestly.
Really? I didn't know that.
He might not admit that, but
He
yeah.
probably won't.
Yeah, but that, yeah, Pierre's my, yeah, he's for sure my go-to, like, in the gym or, you know, just on some chill vibes, late night drive. Always throwing some Pierre on. So I got Pierre, Polo, Meek, probably Dirk, and I've been, a lot of people, that's not fair to say. But that Khaled album was super solid.
You like it?
I like that Khaled album a lot.
I feel like it has a few good songs, but overall, I don't really like it.
You ain't really mess with it like that?
I think that's like the overall consensus too, because I feel like people respect like the artist, but they don't agree with the collaborations and everything that goes into it. They feel like it's just like a bunch of artists thrown in a mix. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's the overall consensus with like DJ Khaled albums.
Yeah. I feel like this was his best one, hands down. Hands down for me. Best Khaled album.
Yeah, I feel like when you put certain artists together, like Baby and Dirk, like, you're gonna have certain songs that just go crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, that collab with Baby and Dirk, you know, that's been played. So yeah, I guess you could toss, you could either go Khaled or Lil Baby, which however you want to look at that. But I've been just, you know, whatever's been dropping, I've been trying to, you know, just give it a listen and kind of rock out to it in the gym or, you know, wherever.
For sure.
Yeah.
So you've been doing YouTube for how many years now?
We started in 2012, October 2012.
So almost a decade.
Yes, sir.
So what was like a moment or something you got, or just like a time in your life where you're like, damn, like I made it?
Man, honestly, I haven't had too many of those. Just because it's just been so up and down for me, man. There has been some times where I felt like, you know, where I've been proud of myself. Like, for example, last summer, the brand did really well. Like, we dropped a couple of like matching pieces, and again, you know, those who like really support me, like really show love to like the Neverfold brand. Yeah, that was crazy. Like, I remember just thinking like, man, so many people. Like, I remember so many people like letting me know that they purchased stuff.
Sold out pretty fast.
Yep,
that's what's up.
I remember being super excited about that because at the time I think that was a big step in regards to production. Like, we increased production by quite a bit. So to be able to kind of have that handled, and you know, like, again, me being as normal as I was nervous about that because, you know, I want people to kind of like what they're receiving. I don't want them to feel like they're just buying things because it's me, but because they actually enjoy what they're getting. Yeah. And I found myself seeing like a lot of people enjoying like the merch, man. And, you know, I've been just trying to build on that, but that was one moment. There were times where, or there was a time where, you know, I bought, I guess my first like Mustang, like real car without like my grandparents, with like my YouTube check or whatever. That was another moment where I was like, okay, you know, this is pretty solid. I've done some things for my family that I wouldn't be able to do without YouTube, or you guys supporting. So, you know, I have had those moments, but until I can, you know, like, there's just so much I want to do for so many people, man.
Yeah, I feel you.
And, you know, until I feel like I could just do that, like, I just don't feel like I'm there yet. I feel like I'll be there once I'm able to say, okay, boom, Mom, here you go. You ain't got to worry about this payment on the house anymore, or help my sister out, give her a new car, and, you know, just help everybody in the circle, my family, and, you know, get up gym, and, you know, and get my own spot for real, like, own my own house. So till I'm able to really just make those goals happen, then, you know, I'm still just kind of grinding, bro.
For sure. So you mentioned the merch. You're dropping your basketball, and your weighted basketball tomorrow. Yep. How did that come together?
Man, we were discussing this. Let's see. This was probably like 4 or 5 months ago. Like, you know, people see kind of like the finished product, but this has been a thing for probably at least 4 months now. My goal this year was to divide the brand up into performance and casual wear. So, you know, we're going to be dropping different performance items, and the basketball was the first one. So I wanted to do a weighted basketball and then a practice basketball because, you know, man, I wanted people to kind of be able to get better. And, you know, I found a lot of people, especially, you know, during the pandemic, a lot of people weren't even able to get in the gym. So hooping outside became a priority. Yeah. So I wanted to create a basketball that could work indoors and outdoor. And, you know, that both products will be able to do that. And then, of course, the thought behind the weighted basketball is that if you can handle something with weight, you can surely handle something, you know, normal. So, you know, created a weighted basketball that you can actually dribble. A lot of weighted basketballs you can't really handle that well, but we were finally able to kind of come up with a product that looked well and performed well, and that's how it came about, bro. So again, it's kind of like, I remember thinking about it like when I was boxing, like, you know, you always want to have heavier gloves on, so when it's time to go, you can just let your hands feel, you know, fly.
Built for that.
Yeah, they feel a lot lighter. Same concept with the basketball, man. You train with one, you train with the weighted basketball, and then you have the other one there. So when the other one, you know,
it's a breeze.
It's easier to handle. So that was the thought, man. Just trying to make people better, and I felt like that was the best way to do it. So
for sure. Next question: biggest sacrifices you made in your life to get up until this point?
Ooh, I left my engineering scholarship when, you know, at the time when we were discussing, you know, really trying to create content and start Kick Genius, I was still on scholarship for engineering. Now, don't get me wrong, I did complete my degree, but, you know, that was like later on, and it was in marketing, it wasn't in engineering. But going back to that, I had a full ride, and yeah, like, classes were going well, but I just found myself too stressed. Yeah,
it was something you didn't want to do.
Yeah, it was kind of more of my mom's thing. And she knew I had the potential to do it, and again, it was working well, and I was studying and I was passing, but it just didn't feel like me.
Yeah, so
I found myself in the gym more often than I wanted to study. So
it was something where like him creating content is like super stressful regardless, like you have a lot to do, but it's something you enjoy doing, so the stress, it's worth it.
Exactly.
But if you're going to be in school doing something that you know you don't truly want to do more than this, the stress isn't worth it.
Exactly. At the time I thought I wanted to be a mechanical engineer, but that was pretty much me just basing that off, you know, trying to build a nice car. And then I realized, hey man, you know, you can still figure out a way to build nice cars and do what you want to do, and you know, have the, you know, the freedom to still hoop and, you know, create, and you know, there were just a lot of things in mind at the time. And again, like you said, I just found myself being super stressed out to the point to where it wasn't worth it. Constantly pulling all-nighters. I'm not one of those guys who were just like super naturally smart, so I would have to study a little harder than the next person. Don't get me wrong, now I was still passing, you know, and making really decent grades.
And you got an engineering scholarship for a reason.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the time, you know, I was nice at math and all of that, but it just became a little too stressful for me, man. And then, you know, once Trey kind of made the decision to, you know, move on, like that was a sacrifice that I made with him, because, you know, we wanted to kind of, you know, see where we could take it. And, you know, luckily it did work out, and if we didn't, you know what I'm saying, then I don't know, you know, where I would be. I'll probably be an engineer sad, hoping I had these kicks, or hoping you know, I met you and met Dre, and you know, it'll be totally different for sure.
Yeah, but that's something that for those watching have to understand. Like, you got to make sacrifices and not necessarily know where it's gonna take you.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah. Risk.
Nah, it's tricky, man, because you know, like sometimes, and to be honest, it may not work out, and you're gonna have some patience if it don't work out initially. But you got to keep grinding, and again, make those sacrifices, but in a way that allows you to make smart sacrifices. You know, in a way that allows you to still be able to, you know, do what you need to do, and be to where you can foresee your goals, man, because that's important. Like, even with me making the sacrifices, there was still a goal in place at all times. So,
yeah, it wasn't just sacrifice this and do whatever the hell you
know what I'm saying? Yeah, it wasn't just, you know, I'm gonna just make the sacrifice and then after college I'm going back home chilling. Like, it wasn't one of those. It was like, okay, with me not doing this, you know, there has to be some type of work put in on my new endeavors, and that's kind of how that, you know, came about.
Yeah, because regardless of you being in college or having a 9-to-5, like, this man works more than anybody in college, working 9-to-5, any of that. Like,
man.
But he enjoys what he's doing, so it's a different level of work where you're committed to it, but you enjoy it, and you enjoy what comes with it. So
for sure. And again, like you said, there's stress in every job, in every opportunity, but it comes down to, you know, what stress do you want to take on?
Exactly.
And this is one, you know, this is what I signed up for. I think I told Jalen that this weekend. I was like, man, regardless of how tired I am, this is what I signed up for, so let's get to it. So that's how it is with me.